Hey, it's Vincent. We're throwing it back to the 90s today with my arcade interior diorama. Alright, so this is the inside of the arcade with all of the lights on. Now these lights are all on just their permanent constant mode. They have two different strobe lights and we have three different kinds of lights that I'm showing here. These are all EL products. So we have EL wire on the top that is held together by 3D printed parts that I custom designed to fit sort of this hexagon shape, if you will. Then on the back wall where it says prizes, we have EL tape that is glued into place with a 3D printed prizes sign over top of it. And then on the right, we have EL panel, which is a white panel that is outlined with a 3D printed pizza sign. And together, I think you get a pretty cool arcade effect, especially if you turn the strobes on, which I'll do just to show you guys. And hopefully you think this looks as cool as I do. First thing I want to show you guys is I put down the carpet. So the client asked me if we could do kind of two floors, like a carpet that would sit on top of the tile flooring. So as you can see, this carpet just does just that. I'm going to take this off. So these are actually, they're called Replicade, and they're UV base pads. They're kind of like mouse pad material. And I got these on Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description for you guys. But they look like carpet, they work with 1/12 scale, and they're easy enough to stack next to each other and make it look somewhat seamless. So he has the option to have the tile flooring or the carpeted flooring for the main area of the arcade. But overall, I think this is a really cool look, so I'm glad with the way it came out. So that's the first part. And then the main other feature so far of this diorama is the wood paneling. Now this client asked for wood paneling in the arcade, and while you could carve wood panels into foam, I wanted to go for a more authentic look, so I actually used balsa and basswood to line this entire thing with that. So I cut the pieces out, I glued them all on individually. Took an incredibly long time, and I do have a video that shows it if you want to check that out on my channel. So that was the second part of this structure. The third thing that I decided to do was some of the neon lights, which I explained before, but just in case you'd like to hear it again, there's some 3D printed parts on top of EL tape and EL panels. And the cool thing about EL tape and EL panels is that you can cut them to the size that you want, and as long as you don't cut the power source, they still work. So these two operate off the same one, and there's a hidden compartment that I'll show you where that power source is. So that's the lighting. Then I have the back wall where it's the display area. So I have removable pieces. There's little shelves and there's little hooks that he can insert wherever he wants. So here, if we take this little hook out and we want to put it here, it's as simple as just pegging it in. And it's the same thing with these shelves. I'm not going to do it on camera, but you can do those as well. So he can arrange these however he wants. He can hang little prizes off them. He can put prizes on the shelves that he might have. Next is the display cases themselves. Now these are 3D printed by me, but my friend High School Creations did laser cut the acrylic for me so that it would fit perfectly. So you have acrylic on the top and on the front, but then the back is open, so you can put things in if you'd like, and then the sides are solid as well. So those can go anywhere he wants. I put them here because this is the prize area. Over here I have an X-Men signage from one of the video games from Konami in the 90s, one of the arcade games here. And then the final thing is just in this area is just a restroom sign that points into the pizza shop, which is what we'll look at next. The client wanted a pizza shop as part of the arcade because many arcades have concessions, so he specifically wanted a pizza shop. So that's what we have here. And there's a couple of different things going on. So the first thing is the flooring. It's the same tile flooring that you saw in the front where we had hidden under the carpet. And then there's some 3D printed parts and there's some signage in here, and we'll go over all that. So just starting off with what's closest to the camera, we have the 3D printed countertop for the pizza. It's movable and it is hollow on the inside. So you can put this wherever he wants, but honestly, I think it makes most sense right here. We did remove one of the walls. This diorama is fully magnetized. I don't think I've said that before, but that way he can take walls off or store this if he needs to. So first we have this counter, which I've painted with the same color scheme as what you saw on the outside of the diorama. So you've got this gray color and this blue and white as well. The walls are just a straight up gray that I chose for this. Nothing too fancy there. Then we have the menu boards, and the menu boards are cool because the outside part of them is 3D printed, and then I have the Coca-Cola sign, a drink sign, and a pizza sign for the pizza shop. And what's cool about this part is I actually created custom menu board signs and pricing in Photoshop. I found a real picture of a menu board, and then I went into Photoshop and aligned all the text and just typed everything in. So you'll see on here, there's different kinds of drinks that are available, sandwiches, different pizza slices, whole pies, toppings that you can get, and then the price associated with each one, which is something cool. I've never done that before, and I'm excited with how it came out. Then we have two different doors. Now, these doors lead to nowhere because there's nothing on the other side of them. So if it was a truly 1/12 scale model, you'd have a restroom behind this, which would make this even bigger than it is, and this would be going to the kitchen in my mind. So this door is 3D printed. This piece and the frame are all 3D printed, and then these pieces here are all styrene that I just spray painted. Then I dirtied up the doors. If it was a door that's been used, weathered it up, you know, going back and forth into the kitchen. I also did the same thing on the flooring around these doors. This one is just a restroom, like a unisex restroom. Has a 3D printed door handle on it. This is actually basswood, the blue, and then this is framed out in foam. Then you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie from the 1990 film that I have up as a poster here. Just thought that was a cool touch. And then we have some table and chairs that are newly designed by me. So the chairs are very simple. They're two different parts, and they're glued together. So this is one of the chairs, and then the table is also two different parts. It is this bottom portion and then the top portion just glued together and weathered up to fit right here in the corner. And so you can have two people sitting and eating as other people are ordering. And then we'll take another look at the final wall. We'll change up the angle so you guys can see it. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to do and I thought would be cool is just get some 90s era kind of different kind of posters on here. On this this is supposed to be a bulletin board. This is painted balsa wood that it's framed out in. And this is just regular old, it's not cardboard, it's chipboard. It's chipboard. So then on the chipboard, I have using sewing needles, so they're removable. He can take them and move them however he wants. I have a PSA, which I think is always interesting to include because it kind of helps show the time period you're in. Now, McGruff has been around, I think, since the 70s, but he was used in the 90s. So I have McGruff Take a Bite Out of Crime. There, I have a Nintendo Power Glove, which is, you know, indicative of the 90s. I have San Diego Comic-Con poster from 1990. Then I have a Sonic the Hedgehog Sega poster or Nirvana poster, and then a Michael Jordan Got Milk poster. So I just tried to vary up some different things from the 90s that would fit, and I think it came out really cool. I'm excited about having that there, and I felt like it was a good place to kind of fill some space there. The other thing I want to show you guys real quick here is this appears to be a vent, and the only real reason that this is here is because this is where the EL tape and EL panel turn on. So this is a AA battery, same as what you saw on the roof of this diorama in part 1 of the video. And you just simply press the button and it turns it on. That's the regular setting, fast strobe, slow strobe, and then off. So just to hide this, I have a friction fit 3D printed part that just goes like this. It just clips into place, and then it hides the wiring for the most part and hides the power source, so you don't take too much of the illusion away from this piece. Thanks for watching as I walked you through my arcade diorama that I commissioned for a customer. If you guys didn't watch the first part, make sure you go back and do that. That shows the exterior of the building. And if you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this coming up.